Hello everyone, Dara here once again for the JDM F1 Weekly RoundUp podcast. This is episode number 4 and I'm joined by Mattie. Unfortunately, Jake can't be here for this episode. Mattie, how are you today?
I'm good. Good, lovely weekend and a great race to go with it.
Yeah, it was a lovely weekend and a great race, of course. Just before we get on to the podcast, we'd like to apologise to our listeners for not making a podcast last week. The race went on late into the evening here, and we weren't sure of Romain Grosjean's medical condition after that 53G fireball crash. No word had come out about his medical condition, and we didn't want to proceed with the podcast. That's why there was no podcast last week. But rest assured that we are working on having a special podcast midweek, maybe during the Christmas period, to catch up on the podcast that we missed. This is a new thing we're starting, so it's 60 seconds. The F1 weekly roundup in 60 seconds. So, Mattie, have you got your timer?
Yeah, I have a timer. Right.
Alright, here we go.
Ready?
60 seconds, 1 week in Formula 1.
Go.
So, Romain Grosjean's miracle escape after a 53G and fireball incident. Romain Grosjean walked away with just minor burns to his hands and left ankle. Hamilton won his 5th consecutive win at the Bahrain Grand Prix after holding off the late surge of Max Verstappen. Emerson Fittipaldi's grandson, Pietro Fittipaldi, stepping in for Romain Grosjean. Midweek, Lewis Hamilton tested positive for COVID-19 and is isolating for 10 days. Haas announced Nikita Mazepin as one of their drivers for 2021. Russell has been given the Mercedes seat to Mercedes chance for the Sakhir Grand Prix. Aitken has been given an F1 debut with Williams, standing in for George Russell, who got promoted to Mercedes. Then, son of legendary 7-time Formula 1 world champion Mick Schumacher, is signed for Haas for 2021. On Tuesday, Romain Grosjean was released from hospital. And then yesterday, on Sunday, Schumacher was crowned Formula 2 champion after holding off Guan Yu Zhou, Yuki Tsunoda, and Callum Ilott. Russell was denied win on his Mercedes debut through no fault of his own twice, not once but twice. Once Mercedes let him out of the pit with a mixed tyre, said he had to come in pit again, and then he'd gotten a slow puncture, had to pit again. Finished the race P8, got his first points of his Formula 1 debut. Esteban Ocon gets his first Formula 1 podium, and Racing Point get their first ever double podium. And Sergio Perez takes his maiden win at the Sakhir Grand Prix. There we go. F1, 1 week in 60 seconds.
Yeah, what a race as well. Sergio Perez with his first ever F1 win. Excellent.
Yeah, that was really, really good. It was a crazy race. After the lap 1 incident with Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc, which resulted in Leclerc and Verstappen having to retire, Sergio Perez was last on the grid, pitted for the mediums on lap 2 under the safety car, came out again, and then worked his way up to first position where he took his first win in Formula 1. And also, Lance Stroll. Yeah, really happy for him. Mattie, do you think he'll get a seat next season, or are the odds stacked against Albon, or will Helmut Marko and Christian Horner say, okay, Albon has proved himself, we'll let him have the seat for 1 more year, or how do you think that'll work out?
The odds are definitely stacked against Albon, especially after his, let's just face it, an appalling performance, getting passed by Perez on lap 19, and yeah, there's about a 20% chance that he'll keep his Red Bull seat for 2021.
So we've started a website. Our link is in the description, and we're going to be writing weekly articles and blogs on that about everything in motorsports. So if you'd like to check that out, feel free to do so. That is it. We're about to leave on a high. Mattie, thank you very much. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and turn on notifications for some more awesome motorsport content. Thank you very much for listening. From me, Dara.
And me, Matt. Have a good night and goodbye.
Thanks for listening.